Hey guys, this is the first time that I do something like this, but I thought it might be nice to have a little bit of a memory to this trip because it has a special meaning for me. So let me start by introducing what this is about. I am now 2 days in Nepal. The plan for this trip started many months ago actually. Not that long after my father passed away, very unexpectedly. His heart stopped, which resulted in the fact that he just didn't wake up that day. He was alone at home and was found in the evening, long after it happened. My dad was 54 years old. He's kind of in the prime of his life, as you could say. He always partied hard and tried to combine like 5 different lives or something, so it came to us as a very big shock. Not just to us, to everybody who knew him actually, because he's like the last person you would expect to be gone all of a sudden. And one of the people who was affected by this message was his guide, a guy called Saroj. From the time he was in Nepal. He was here 2 years ago, almost to the day, for a few weeks as well, for a mountain biking tour. My dad was a very big mountain biking fanatic and came here to do like an 11-day mountain biking tour with a good friend of his. I have no idea, but knowing him, it might have been like this very spontaneous idea with let's just do this shit kind of mentality behind it. And as I understood it, he had a very good connection to his guide. He met his family, like he usually does with people. He gets way too familiar, and apparently Saroj also appreciated this because he spoke to me after I posted out the message of my father's passing away, that he was so saddened by it and just could not believe it and everything. And not that much later I decided to do the trip with Saroj that my father did 2 years ago. I must say to that, I am not a mountain bike fanatic. I have never done something like this in my life, not even closely. I think I mountain biked 2 times in my life, and under influence by my father under influence of my father, I'm sorry, which was nice, but it's not something that I'm passionate about or something. And due to my work circumstances at the moment, I did not even have the opportunity to train for it, but still I decided to do it, and I booked this I think definitively in April, but the plan exists a way longer time than that. And now I'm here, like I said, 2 years after my father was here. I expanded the trip a little bit, not just doing the mountain bike thing, but doing just the way I like to travel, seeing as much as possible in as little as possible time. And I combined it with a meditation/yoga outing of 3 days and a birthday trip for myself as well, which is completely open and completely unplanned. This Friday is my birthday, so let's see what the time will bring until then. Other than that, thought I might do sort of a video log diary thing. I used to type my experiences and write travel diaries, but it got frustrating because by the end of the trip I never had the time, and not just the time, but also just I was too tired or too enjoying the moment too much for keeping writing, because I write very, very, very detailed. So I quit like 2/3 in the trip, and now this way I can summarize a little bit more and a little bit more time efficient. So 2 days in now, about 2 days and a few hours. The airplane was, oh my god, it was so exhausting. I had a 24-hour night shift the day before my trip, which was pretty exhausting. Then I spent the last day before leaving with my boyfriend, and packing, of course, and stressing like a maniac, as I usually do when something is not as planned as I want it to be. And then I went on the plane. I had a relatively easy connection. I was supposed to fly for 6 hours and a bit, then have 3 hours in the airport to go from point A to point B and chill a bit in the meantime, and then fly 4 hours and 40 minutes after that. But of course my flight got delayed. I did not sleep as good, although I had a hell of a lot of a chance, luck, I mean, actually, because the first flight I had a seat open next to me, which meant I actually could lie down to sleep, and still I didn't sleep efficiently. I think it's because I drank some coffee or something that kept me awake for the night. Plus the time difference makes my nights way shorter than it was supposed to be. And then the flight got delayed, and I was so pissed because this airport, it was in Dubai. I had to switch terminals. First of all, I could not find my flight on the table, the timetable, which apparently is a consequence of the fact that I had to switch terminal. But still, the other ones were there on the table, so I don't understand the system there. But fine. Then I took this bus to the other terminal, and I arrived actually like right in time, like maybe 1 hour before my flight was supposed to board. And then I got the notification that the flight was delayed over 2 hours, so 2 hours and 15 minutes. And then I saw that this hall, it was so crowded, it was so uncozy, and every chair, you almost had to fight for a chair, and the chairs were so close to each other that if you lie down just a little bit, you hit the other person in the head or something. So that was a problem. And then I saw that there were like these lounge chairs, and I saw there was a free one, but I had to pee, so I went to the bathroom first. And when I came back, there was this lady sitting straight, not even lying down in it. So she just sat there and looked around, and 10 minutes later she stood up. I was like, yes, this is my chance. I take this chair. I go there, and this cow just put her back on there, and I was like signaling to her, seriously, this chair is free, please let me sit there. She was like, no sorry, I did it a few times. Yeah, so the good thing about it is when I look back after that, there was actually someone sitting there, so she didn't keep it for her back, at least, because that pisses me off. And then, yeah, of course I couldn't sleep there. And then the second flight was more or less okay. We had a bumpy landing, which I'm not easily afraid in a plane, but that was scaring me a little bit. And then, yeah, I arrived. My pickup went as planned. I went to the hostel as planned. It was a nice and cozy hostel. I had a nice roommate there. Well, roommates, like hostel mate, bunkmate. And talked to him. He was an Indian guy living there in the hostel for over a few months already, with a very interesting background story. I'll resume it for you. No, how do you say that in English? I'll summarize it for you because yeah, he probably doesn't want me to go into the details all that much, but after his father died due to a medical mistake, he got like an inheritance, and after the inheritance was put on the bank, he got like interest on it, and he's living by the interest now. He didn't feel like working, he didn't feel like doing a lot, so he's just enjoying his day. Then he actually showed me around a little bit because I hadn't eaten and it was already quite late. Most restaurants in the area were already closed, and we went to a little more expensive restaurant, but the food was so yum. I enjoyed it so much. So that was a good night. I talked to this guy a lot, and the next day we went sightseeing together. I saw the stupa, which is the Bodhanath stupa, which is the biggest one from Nepal. In the evening, it's for free. So the first evening we went there was this group of dancing people and making music, which really made me happy for some reason. The kind of music was just upbeat and happy. And then the next day we just chilled around, did not put an alarm. I looked around. We went to the Buddha stupa again and went in there, because in the night it's closed off, of course. But of course I had to pay entrance now. And yeah, I went some touristy shopping kind of stuff as well, of course, which is good because 2 of my souvenirs, well, 3 of my souvenirs are already taken care of. I plan on buying more. I tend to show my affection in gifts to people. And then after that we went back to the hostel, dropped off some stuff, and then we went to Pashupatinath, which is like this gigantic Hindu temple. There are monkeys running around. It's kind of similar to, if you've been there, to Varanasi in India, which is this place where they have the ceremonies and burn the dead people and throw their ashes in the Ganges river. And here it's sort of the same. The rituals are the same. The Hindu background is the same. It actually looks similar, but a little bit smaller. But the ashes don't go directly in the in the Ganges river, but in the river that runs into the Ganges river, which is also considered holy for that reason. And yeah, first we went up on a hill there next to it, which has a gorgeous view, which is like paradise. You can see the entire city, the mountains, and we coincidentally were there at sunset, which delivered me some beautiful photographs, of course. By the way, I cuddle with every dog I see. Doesn't matter how dirty they are, which is shocking to some people, but they're so cute. The dogs are harmless. They don't bite, they don't fight. With you, at least, they just appreciate it so much. So this is nice. And there was like a school of dogs also cuddling with me. And then we found this little pathway, I don't know, like a small stairs, very narrow, very secluded, and we went down there, and it came to this river. It came out on the river. Not even on the origin of the river, but I think there was like a waterfall or something. I don't remember exactly. With a small little temple next to it, and we went further. There were newborn puppies. Oh my god, I love puppies. I'm sorry about talking about the dogs so much, but my heart feels weak when I when I see this kind of stuff. And the puppies were so fluffy, and like how baby animals can be all clumsy and stumble down from stuff and so on. So of course I spent my time with those little creatures. And then we came directly into the ceremony. So we actually walked through the families who were mourning their loved ones who passed away, and we hurried past them and went to the other side, so we didn't disturb the ceremony too much, and watched from the bridge. And then we went to discover the temple a little bit, saw the monkeys, walked around just in general. We were there for a few hours, I think, in total. And then we went in the direction of the main temple, and a guard was stopping me there, and he was like, "Show me your ticket, please." And I'm saying, "I don't have a ticket." And he's like, "Oh, you're a tourist, you have to pay for a ticket here to go in the temple." And then I watched, and it was like 1,000 rupees, which is not a lot of money for us if you calculate it, but it's so expensive for this place. And we were planning on going in there like for 15 minutes and then find food, because it was already late in the evening by then. And I saw the price and I said, "Sorry, this is not worth it." So I just turned around and walked out, because we saw like 70% of the temple, apart from the one big statue that is there. Main temple. I don't know what it was. I didn't see it. But I really didn't feel like spending that kind of money just to go in and out again for seeing it for a few seconds, when we saw already the ceremony and saw the burning of dead people, and saw actually the things that are that everybody's talking about, you know, at that place. So yeah, on the one hand I feel a little bit bad for kind of cheating on local economy, although I didn't do it on purpose. But on the other hand, sorry, I just didn't feel like paying that money for that one part that we didn't see. And the trip is still long. I might go back there and check it out in the next few days, but that night was not the right moment for that. And then today, this was a weird but very, very interesting day. I have this 3-day sound healing meditation yoga retreat booked just because I felt like going back to my inner center core peace thing, and I had to be there